Right, Paul, thanks for joining us again.
Morning, Rob. Good to see you.
Next on the menu for us today is several things actually. So we've got the 3R rope, but then fitting neatly in alongside that is Edelrid's Climb Green project, as well as we're talking a bit about Blue Sign as well. And rather than me ramble on about what that entails, I'll let you ramble on instead.
Thanks, Rob. So, yeah, I mean, the product is the Neo 3R, and I think what's really important about this is that we've come up with a way to use a truly recycled yarn in there, and we have combined it with virgin yarn, so it's 50-50 at the moment. And kind of the thing behind that was that if we were to use fully recycled yarn, the actual cost of the production of the yarn at the minute is very, very expensive. And I think it'll only be time when more people are wanting that particular product where the price will come down, and then we'll be able to do, I guess, what will be the ultimate recycled product, which will be 100% rope with that. And really with this, the motivation within Edelrid, we have lots of things we think about as a company in safety, lightweight, but the other thing that we're very, very concerned about is actually the environment, the mountains and the outdoors that we enjoy to go and do our sport in. So behind that, we've been a Blue Sign registered company for many, many years now. And I believe in the climbing world, we were the first with rope and then harnesses. So we've continued to expand that side of what we do. The manufacturing facility at Edelrid is we have solar panels, so we do derive quite a percentage of electricity power from that. Through being part of Blue Sign, we use absolutely less water in the production and the applying of the chemicals for the dry treatment. The chemicals and how we dispose, we've had to change those to be better and kinder. We use PFC-free dry treatments as well. So it's like a bigger picture thing that Blue Sign has allowed us to really move forward. And then on the back of that, the Climb Green kind of campaign project is where we've actually now got almost a capsule range of product where if you wanted to, you could have a Blue Sign harness, you could have a Blue Sign rope, you can have a carabiner that doesn't have an anodizing on there, a chemical treatment. So it's something that we're continuing to develop and move forward with on that environmental side of it. And within the rope range, we already, with the Parrot, we reuse our leftover yarns and we do shorter production runs, which is not the most cost-effective way of doing it, but we come out with the rope, the Parrot, which is not new recycled yarn, but it's reusing yarn. The Swift Eco Dry is PFC dry treatment. And then the final product, what we're here to talk about now, is the Neo 3R. And then what's happened here, so we've got the actual old yarns. Now, whether you'll be able to sell, yeah, thank you, Rob, is it's actually ground down into a grist. I'm not sure if you can, there you go, there it is. So the grist, and then that's reconstituted into and regranulated into the yarn, and then the yarn is what goes into making the rope. So on the Neo 3R, we are, as I already said in the introduction, it's 50% recycled and 50% virgin yarn. And simply that was an economic decision, because if we'd have gone full recycled, the retail price on it would be so astronomical. It just really, unfortunately, there'd be very, very few people prepared to buy it. So that was the compromise we've had to make at this stage. It's a 9.8 rope. It doesn't have any dry treatment or anything, so it's a pure rock climbing, sport climbing rope. It has the thermo shield that we have on all the Edelrid ropes, so that once the rope is manufactured, it goes through a final heat treatment which harmonizes the sheath and core to give you the good durability, abrasion resistance, but yet great handling characteristic, which is common on Edelrid rope. So
one thing we didn't cover as well within our previous video featuring the Starling as well is that we talked a bit about lap coiling, but we didn't talk about the fact that actually all of these ropes as well are made, within Europe. They're all made in Germany, all designed, made, manufactured in Germany. And having been to the facility, to the factory before, it's an incredible thing to see them all being made.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, every time, and I mean, I don't know how many times I've seen the rope production, but it does kind of blow my mind every time I see it. There's so much detail that goes into producing a rope, from when the first raw yarns come in and go through various treatments, heat treatment, shrinkage, and one thing or another. Then they actually go through twisting and making into the fibres and yarns that go into the sheath and the core. And then if it's going through a final dry treatment process, and as we were just talking about before, the final process of the braiding machine is the thermoshield as well. It's a very kind of labour-intensive and hands-on kind of old-fashioned production, big noisy machinery, but yeah, in a very, very controlled climatic condition as well.
The other thing I know you mentioned within the Climb Green campaign as well was, the lack of anodizing on some products. And I know one of the products you've done this on, or removed the anodizing from, is the bulletproof carabiner, which is one of my all-time favorites. And I think the interesting thing to say about the bulletproof, for instance, with reference to sustainability, this just has made a more sustainable product, even more sustainable, because of the fact that carabiners do wear out. I have mainly in snap gates and screw gates that I use for, say, sport climbing, trad climbing, or if I've got a screw gate that's attached to my belay device, they'll often get grooves and wear points. However, the bulletproof with that steel insert is one that will it wear out within my lifetime? Who knows? I'd have to give it a serious run for its money. But it means that as a result, you're not buying as many products, you're not wearing as many products. And so, yeah, it's made an already sustainable product even more sustainable.
No, I mean, I've got one here actually. It's thank you for mentioning that. And you're absolutely right. I mean, the ultimate product was the steel carabiner, indestructible, and of course, but from, in our desire to be ever lighter with all our equipment, of course, aluminium is the perfect thing to make a carabiner from, and particularly when you're getting into a belay carabiner, which is a bigger and a heavier, chunky thing. So Edelrid coming up with the bulletproof system, where we've included a stainless steel insert on the wear point that you're talking about, that does groove and does wear out and then become a throwaway product. We've eliminated that, and then we've taken the anodizing away. We've actually ended up with sort of like an extra green carabiner, if you like. And honestly, I think it looks super cool as well. It almost looks a bit kind of retro, almost like it's fashioned and styled in that particular way.
When I first saw these, I just thought they looked unbelievably cool, and it made me think why people have been anodizing things for so many years. And I know there is benefits in terms of like corrosion resistancy with anodizing, but yeah, my first thought was, wow, that's a cool carabiner. Yeah,
I agree. It's just a cool carabiner. It just looks really nice in like a dusty grey finish.
Yeah. Well, hey, it sounds like between the 3R and between all the rest of the items within the range, it's quite interesting to see that you could now, if you were to want almost to be kitted out in sustainable or environmentally sound kit from almost top to bottom in terms of your hardware and your software, you now could be, where previously that's something that I don't think you could do, certainly not from a single brand anyway.
Yeah, I mean, yes, absolutely, I agree, and it's getting closer and closer. When we will continue on this path going forwards, because Blue Sign and Climb Green, it is an important issue, and we want to be part of the success story of developing kind of good, sustainable products.
Hopefully people buy into it, not least to see the range expand, but also because we desperately need to, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. And I think the time's good timing at the minute. And I think more people will be thinking and looking in that way now.
Cool. Well, thanks ever so much once again, Paul, and catch up soon.
Yeah, thanks, Rob. Take it easy.